would just like to introduce the Wrong Hero.
The title of the film!
The title of this film is The Wrong Hero Loves You.
Damn straight I do!
And
if you forget it, I'll kill you!
For all the people in the audience, I thought the thousands of people out here, I just hope that...
Listen, I don't need your irony. There's only 2 people out there.
Well, I'll tell one joke. I'll take this opportunity to tell one of my very few jokes.
Is there going to be chocolate oxygen today?
No chocolate oxygen today.
Excuse me. Would you like to come up here and teach this class, young man? I understand Jeff Wine has something he'd like to say before the show starts.
The hell with him. This is my show. You can say it after the show.
When all the Jews go out to dine, they like to have some Jeffrey wine.
Now is wrongness.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. This is my repulsor ray. How are you? How are you? How are you?
We're waiting for our hour of torture.
You know I don't care. For you are the sorriest looking bunch of gee-hunks, bohunks, gee-haws, yee-haws, mohaws, hooey-nims, gooey-nims, fooey-nims who have ever assembled to pay me, the great one, tribute. For I am the wrong hero, and I exert a profound hypnotic influence on all of you. And now, I want you to forget I ever said that. For I am the wrong hero. I am the most intelligent comedian in the universe. And someday my great intelligence may destroy me. But don't hold your breath. I'm the wrong hero, but for this next musical segment, you can think of me as dum da dum 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 dum. Devil with a blue dress, devil with a blue dress on. Dum 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 dum. Good God, Miss Marley. I care for you. You care for me. Not really. Let's face it, I love you too much to reform you. Because all of my reforming impulses have been sucked into a semi-therapeutic whirlpool of illicit sex, illegal drugs, and legalized 24-hour-a-day gambling. I'm the wrong hero. And remember this, the wrong hero loves you. But also remember that the more you laugh, the more heat you expend. You must be the famous crowd I heard so much about here. There's Captain Beefheart, happy birthday. And then there's Heisenberg. He's not sure he should be here. That's the uncertainty principle. And there is the, wow, we got a real celebrity here. The lead singer and lead guitarist and sole member, incidentally, of Chocolate Oxygen and the Myth of Objectivity.
No, it's just chocolate oxygen now.
What? You drop, it's like Frank Zappa, you know, and the Motherfuckers, and you change it to the Mothers of Invention because the record company wouldn't go for it. Boy, I'll tell you, you gotta not ever compromise. I mean, so what if there's nobody in the audience? You gotta not ever compromise.
Well, I'll put it in parentheses at the end or something, but it's not an original phrase. Chocolate oxygen is original.
Because compromise is surrender.
Yeah.
Remember that. Of course, compromise is surrender, and a non-compromising stance guarantees oblivion. You know, somebody came into the Middle East and they were breastfeeding their baby. And I had to tell her, sorry, but we don't permit beverages from the outside here. I'm the wrong hero, and you are all my friends. You smell good. You give good audience. You are all my old friends, some of my oldest. And you know what they say about old friends? Precious old friends. New friends are silver, old friends are gold. New friends are water, old friends are rare wine. Old friends are like old shoes. You can walk all over them. And that's what I plan to do. Because I'm the wrong hero. And I expose your raw psyche 12 ways. 20% more effectively than the leading comedian. Whoever that might be at any given moment. Who's the leading comedian?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Okay, who do you think it is? Moses Maimonides? Come on, spit it out.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried? He played a talking parrot in an animated feature as his big movie credit. He? What?
Who's the guy? This guy's just...
Who's the other guy?
Schwartz.
You know, the unforgettable, what's his name?
The Jewish...
The Jewish guy. Well, oh, yeah. Milton Berle? Shecky Green?
No, he just had a Broadway show for a while there.
You mean, the guy that said that David Dinkins was like,
Yeah, like a fancy schmuck.
was like a woolly-haired rascal, and you ought to rub his head for good luck. That guy? Yeah. Well, it could be. He could be. He's been around so long. Hell, he might be on Mount Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore of comedy. Who would be on it? Bob Hope, Milton Berle, Bill Cosby, and let's throw a really weird, unpredictable one in there now. Geechee Guy. Geechee Guy, #1 on Star Search for the second consecutive year in a row. Well, I'm the wrong hero, and I am not a genius. I'm just difficult to get along with. And I know that you young bohemians worship me as an exemplar of the embittered older generation whom you strive to emulate.
Hey, can we see the cut of your jib again?
Cut of my jib? Well, I don't know. You'll have to go and see the musical band Jib and the Mainsails. I will be performing with them on August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd, and the non-existent date of August 31st. No, actually, there is an August 31st, and I'm getting sidetracked. Hi, I'm the wrong hero. I just flew in from Australia, and my jetpack scorched an Aborigine. Don't you hate it when that happens? I do. When a beautiful work girl walks in the room, the eyes of most men pop wide open and they say, wow. When the wrong hero walks into the room, the eyes of most men pop wide open and they say, security, security, come to the front desk at once. Intruder, intruder, intruder in Sector 4. All gypsies, report to the town square. Intruder. I'd like to sing a song for you. It was made famous by Leslie Gore and, Dionne Warwick, actually. How could I confuse them? Leslie Gore, innocent 60s pop idol. Dionne Warwick, cynical, manipulative charity queen who swindles charities out of 99% of their dough. Oh, anyway, and it goes, I cried yesterday. It's the only time that I ever wash my face. Oh yeah, and I was thinking, you know that Nilsson song, Jump Into the Fire? I rewrote it for singing in the shower. It's like, you can jump into the shower, but you'll never be clean. No, 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 no. Whoa, 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 whoa. So, yes. And how about that Steely Dan song, Ricky Don't Lose That Number? Send it off in a letter to yourself. I wrote a letter to myself, and it read, Dear Wrong Hero, you're great. Signed, me. And then I answered the letter. I wrote, Dear Wrong Hero, I enjoyed your letter greatly, especially the portions that referred to me. Signed, the Wrong Hero. You know something? I don't have low self-esteem. But every time I hear a fart, I take a bow. I refuse to abase myself for a cheap laugh. But if you give me a nickel, I'll put my fist in my mouth. I'm the wrong hero, and I am like a bowling ball. I pick myself up with 3 fingers, and I throw myself in the gutter! Because I'm the wrong hero. and there ain't no flies on me. No siree, Bombadil. Well, maybe one or two, but they're my pets. They're called Slip and Slap. That's Slap. What are you doing down there, Slip? Get out of there now. I'm the wrong hero, and I have no money. But I have something far more important. I have the human spirit. Can I borrow a cup of heroin? Never mind the cup. I'll eat it here. No, better give me the cup. It's for a sick friend. He has a hell of a cold. Hey, you want to know why I have these shoulder pads? 2 reasons. Did you say the wrong hero is terrible?
Your dress looks terrible.
Oh, well, I'm sorry if my dress does not conform to your exacting standards of fashion height. I will alter the cut of my dress. How's that?
Incredible.
Good. It took John 3 hours to sew this dress, and now you're going to say that you don't like it. I suppose you also eat cucumber sandwiches and drink tea with your lifted pinky and stick your finger up your nose all the way up to the 3rd knuckle. And that's your idea of good manners. Well, anyway, like the shoulder pads? I like them too because they irritate the chips on my shoulders. And also, as you well know, I'm a journalist in my secret identity, and I wear them on my knees. Okay, why do journalists want to run the country? What kind of example do journalists set? They write for mass circulation periodicals that peddle tobacco and alcohol to school children, and they want to run the country. That would be a great country. A nation of addicts. 250 million junkies. Hi, I'm President Clark Kent. With my supervision, I can make Congress do anything I want. And now it's time for the Clark Kent School of Journalism. Why bother going to journalism school when with X-ray vision, microscopic vision, super breath, and heat vision, you can make people do anything you want to? Hence ensuring front page coverage on Metropolis's major metropolitan daily newspaper, only at the Clark Kent School of Journalism. Mild-mannered reporter from another planet, Clark Kent, will teach you interviewing techniques like this. Hey! Sorry I didn't get here in time to save your baby from that fire. Can I run the picture on page 1? You'll learn these techniques and more only at the Clark Kent School of Mild-Mannered Journalism. Yes, that's right. Instead of monitor surfing, monitor snowboarding. Only at Comedy on the Edge. Yeah. Maybe I'm a washed-up, middle-aged, outer space alien superhero. And you know something? I'm sick and tired of all the anti-alien stereotypes that appear in our major metropolitan newspapers, such as the total myth that aliens want nothing more than to conquer your puny, feeble Earth planet. Contrary to popular belief, aliens like me do not believe that we can conquer you puny Earth ants. And if you continue to spread these insidious rumors, I will destroy you like the insects that you are! But I'll tell you something. I'm afraid of mosquitoes, spiders, and flies. Unless they're cooked just right, then they're okay. I'm going to put a classified ad in the paper. It's going to read, wanted, one car to drive around aimlessly in at no expense to me. Think I'll get many responses? I'm the wrong hero, and I wrote my unauthorized autobiography. And it goes something like this. This is not a book. Go on. Beat it. Scram. Get out of here. Fetch the red-hot branding iron. Part 1. And Part 2 is called, So You Didn't Listen. Diablo, come to the central torture chamber. I can tell that you're level-headed. because you have drool cascading out of both sides of your mouth at the same time. That's how I can tell. You know, I'm the wrong hero, and deep down inside, I respect you. Here, fetch. Oh, actually, I hate A.E.I.O. and especially you.
What about why?
Why? I don't know. Don't bother me, okay? Okay, here's a little equation for you, Mr. Mathematician. Let X equal your signature. Why can't you spell your own name? Here's my message to you here on this planet.
Yeah, later.
Suck my drug-laced nipples, Earth, filth!
What? What?
I'll repeat myself.
People try to launch me in the room.
Suck my drug-laced nipples, Earth, filth. I'm the wrong hero, and it will not be my birthday or the day I died, but the day I arrived on this planet, which will be the cause of celebrations among you puny Earth molecules. When people say to me, wrong hero, who do you think you are? I say, shut up! That's who I am. You know what? Yes, I am very athletic. This isn't fact, it's fact. I guess. I just didn't want to say it was fact first off. I'm the wrong hero, and I'd like to give you a message about why I wear this mask.
I thought that was an extra organ.
You mean like your tail and horns? Cleopatra, Hitler, John F. Kennedy, Albert Einstein, Heisenberg, Nuremberg, Galileo, Pope Innocent IV, all of these individuals from history had one thing in common. They all wore the mask of destiny. And for $20, you too can wear it. No, wait a minute! It's mine! And I'm not giving it up because it's the mask of destiny. Just ask J. Edgar Hoover and Clyde Tolson what the mask of destiny did for them. The heat is on, all right? In more ways than one. You know, if you school children could cease your inane babbling for the space of 50 minutes, did you do this in college? And no wonder you went to the goddamn San Francisco State. You had to like ride to school on a pack mule every day because the trolleys were out of service. I can tell you about the Manic Kingdom, okay? You know they have the Magic Kingdom down in Florida. Well, I'm going to establish the Manic Kingdom. Mickey Mouse on steroids. Thanks for the steroids, Uncle Walt! Donald Duck on Quaaludes. And of course, the beloved Goofy on hash. Be our guest, be our guest. And now I'd like to sing the Mickey Mouse song, updated for the 90s. Who is the leader of the world that's made for you and me? MIC, Military Industrial Complex. KEY, Keynesian Economics Yoke. MOUSE, more of United States engulfment. Now here's something that it was well worth your while to come and see. An all-new tribute to the National Geographic, and it goes like this. Ready? I'm gonna have to give myself drum effects here. Those third world people, their photographs look nice and brown. They do not threaten. They are nice folks to have around. Those cheerful natives, their sorrows never weigh them down. They are exotic, see how they never wear a frown. I like their pictures, but still I'm glad I live in a first world town. And now for the contemporaneous segment of my piece. Algerian Islamic fanatics murdered 18 intellectuals last year. This would never happen in Boston. First of all,
There aren't that many intellectuals here.
there are no intellectuals in Boston. Second of all, if they wanted to discourage them, they would simply ignore them, like they've been doing for the past 200 years.
Will today's show feature any slapstick?
Well,
Physical comedy?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you my prize-winning impressions, although I was saving them for the end of the show, but it looks like you won't be here for that. So, here they are. The Wrong Hero's prize-winning impressions. Cheese. A gravestone. The Sphinx's face. A candle in a heat wave. The ridge of a cat's back. A speedometer. And a dying fly. And a fizzing bottle of ginger ale. So there you go. I aim to please, and sometimes I inadvertently hit innocent bystanders.
Is there going to be any balancing on stools on stage?
Only my own stools. Yeah, I'm gonna slide into shit and end up smelling like roses, just like I've been doing for the past 5 years. You know what I say? I say, let's bribe criminals to give up their guns so they don't have to go through the bother of actually robbing you to get their money. You know what the 1992 election came down to? I finally figured out a year and a half later. George Bush, drunken sailor, versus Bill Clinton, dope-smoking peacenik. Oh, you know what? Steel Eye Span can make a big comeback because now Jerry Brown and Rush Limbaugh are getting into the political debate. So basically Clinton has Browns to the left of me, Jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the great American middle. You know, if I hear one more word about Hillary wearing the pants in the family, I think I'm going to irk. You know something? Hillary is Colonel Parker to Bill Clinton's Elvis. Remember that. You're leaving so soon, your attention span is that short, you can work on some filthy automobile engine for 15 hours straight without so much as one hit of amphetamine, and you can't even sit through 1 half hour of the Wrong Hero set after drinking 10 cups of coffee. I'll tell you what, I'll snap it up, okay? I'm gonna pick up the pace.
How about some modern dance, interpretive dance or something?
Okay, but I want to get into the romantic section because, after all, Valentine's Day is coming up soon, and now I like to do my slow, sinuous dance of lust. Does anybody have a stool?
There's one right there, Wrong Hero.
I need another stool to make this trick work. Forget it. You're slowing me down. Isn't it funny how we lose our virginity at about the same time we begin prostituting ourselves? This is my introspective George Carlin mode here now. Say, isn't it interesting how I've been a comedian for 35 years and I'm finally getting a primetime show? You know, when I was in 8th grade, we used to have sex education, and the football coach, he's a great guy to teach sex education. Get out there and kill him! Oh, how to make love to your wife, part 1. Yeah, well, and so my gym coach used to say, can any of you men think of what to do instead of masturbating? And one boy came up and said, every time I want to masturbate, I play the tuba. Of course, we couldn't understand him because his tongue had swollen up to the size of a pumpkin, but that's how it goes. Hey, you ever get your head caught in a condom machine? Don't you hate it when that happens? I'll tell you. Now, I used to play this little game when I was having sex. I used to get the full condom at the end of sex and like whirl it around my head until I started to fly up into the air. And that's why I don't have sex anymore.
What are you getting your girlfriend for Valentine's Day?
I'm getting her a ring around the bathtub. No, I'm getting her an artificial diamond, and she'll say, "That's a carbon copy." No, she's an existentialist. I'm going to get her a disengagement ring. Okay. Hey, you know what? When a woman just misses you with her car when you're walking down the street in Boston, that's flirting around here. Okay, okay, now my prize-winning, my laundry is like my sex life joke. Ready? My laundry is like my sex life. Happens twice a year, weighs 200 pounds. And costs about $5. Yes. I had a girlfriend who, she was always so excited about 96. She used to say, 96, 96, and then I found out she was dyslexic. Too late, I might add. So, one time she was watching a documentary about garbage, and I said, "Are you still watching that trash?" You know,
Really good.
yeah, I'm glad you like that one. Yeah, see this belly? It took me 15 sandwiches to think that one up, see? Half of all men fantasize during sexual intercourse. The other half are chimpanzees.
I think your delivery would be made more effective if you were standing on that scale.
It took 5 years. What a surprise. 5 years. Man alive. 5 years. Oh boy. 5 years. That's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm just going to sing the song 5 years. I am apotheosizing! Some people call the wrong hero a boulevardier. Others refer to him as a sophisticated sex maniac. Take your pick. You know, I don't really want to get married. I just want to get the presents, okay? So, you know, if you want to just give me some presents, then I'll never get married, and we can hang out together in this sort of unique sort of cronydom, which we've been enjoying for the last 10 years or so. You know, women who pretend to like sports are sort of like rednecks who pretend to like Spike Lee. You know, there's just a little off note there. I mean, I don't think I'd like women as much if they did like sports, you know. Why can't you be like Crusher Kowalski and smash? You know, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear something like, why can't you be more like Donald Trump and smash? You know, so it's okay to want money, but it's not okay to kill people, okay? Of course, you have to step on some people's heads to get that money, then it's okay, I guess. You know, all of my friends, I'm jealous because they're all having kids, and they all brag about their children. And what do I have to brag about? I left some ejaculate on a handkerchief last night. And it smelled like a petunia.
Hey, Hero, what'd you do with your cross fountain pen?
It was too heavy a cross to bear. And now, Malcolm X for cross pens. If the white man attempts to brutalize you by preventing you from signing up the hotel register when you stay in a hotel in Midtown Manhattan in 1965, prior to addressing the United Nations, whip out your $60 cross pen, because the white man can't brutalize you when he realizes that you've got more money than he'll ever make in his life. And that, my friends, is called integration without liberalization.
Hero, any thoughts on the Nancy Kerrigan assault?
Oh! Now I can feel for her. Sorry. Well, at least he just hit her in the leg.
He's a great physical.
You know what?
Like you're gifted physical.
He should have hit her with both legs, you know? I mean, and then she really couldn't skate. I mean, what was this guy thinking? Do you go out with half a gun when you set out to do something? I don't know. I mean, I don't approve of these random attacks on celebrities. I think random attempts on ordinary people are what we should really be focusing on. I mean, what, 50 people a day might get iced in Washington, D.C. One ice skater stubs her toe, and all of a sudden, it's a media orgy! These attacks on celebrities have to stop, especially celebrities like me!
Why are all the principals in that scandal obese?
Well, because they're not obesient enough to be slender. That is, obesient enough to the prevailing standards of physical attractiveness set by sadistic ad men led by Edward Bernays in the 1920s, who decided that the anorexic look was in anticipation of the Great Depression and the several recessions which had followed it. The United States is the only country in the world with obese, poor people, okay? So think about that. And a lot of them are third-generation immigrants who still haven't had it erased from their memory banks that fat means healthy.
Well, you look pretty healthy there, boy.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm 215 pounds of health. I'm researching for my Rush Limbaugh monologue, which will follow, by the way, next week. And so I had to get into the role by slurping down pizza burgers, which I first put in the blender and liquefy, and then just sort of drink down, It's sort of like ultra fat fast,
It cost you to lose those 2 pounds more of health you had from last week.
I'm afraid I lost 2 pounds since last week. That's because I dumped my load, all right? Hey, how you doing here, Joseph? Joseph, one of the people who runs this joint. Hey, be sure to buy plenty of alcoholic beverages. Please do not vandalize the premises. If you wish to smoke opium, please do it outside. Oof. Oof. The Pope says that drug addiction is grounds for divorce. The Wrong Hero says marriage is grounds for drug addiction, okay? Oh, when I have a kid, I might name him something like Jason, or Alexander, or Stephen, or Jeffrey, or John. Yeah, I might name my kid some nice normal name like Kimberly, or Joanna, or I can't even think of any female names right off the top of my head. I'm sort of like the Providence Mayor, Buddy Cianci. When little Johnny runs into little Johnny, then there's trouble. That's what he said in the 1980 Why We Are Canceling the Who concert meeting with the reporters. But when I have a kid, I think I'm going to name him something like, Somebody's Getting Tired. That way, every time I call his name, I'm also putting him to bed. Then I can sit around and relax, like an adult, by being a degenerate. Don't let the kids see how much of a degenerate you are. Don't snort cocaine off the baby's back, that sort of deal. The epitome of evil. Well, my niece is a surrealist. She said her first word, Dada. That's not such a great joke. I'm going to cut it out for next week, okay? So, no, I'm not going to tell that joke ever again because it never gets a laugh. I think I'm going to have to teach my children. I am going to teach my child to hide that third eye. Steve here is the second shift. Once you people get tired of this, then he can take over for the last section of the show. You know what families really are? Totalitarians are us. But you know something? People always blame pornography and Beavis and Butthead and Nickelodeon for the decline of family values. I'll tell you what the decline of family values is caused by. Money! Because when you have a television set in every room, you don't have to talk to mom and dad now, do you? Because no matter what room you go into, hey, look, there's sports. Sorry, stupid old dad, I don't have time for you. Look, the Raiders and the Chargers and the Cowboys and the Indians. Oh, they're a baseball team. What are they doing here? Oh, well. So, I'm not famous, but my dog was almost on television. And the pathetic thing about this, see, is that I don't own a dog, nor do I own a television set. So this makes no sense at all.
You got a monitor.
That's not a monitor, that's a Scientology brainwashing device, which you will be able to see for the first time next week on The Way Things Ain't. The Wrong Hero presents the Rich Lindbergh story. Anyhow, that's next week, and we're going to focus on this week. For example, all these women marching down the street saying, "Take back our bodies," and they have these gigantic tattoos and pierced ears and pierced noses. What they should be saying is, "Take back our bodies through ritual mutilation of our bodily parts." And that makes a lot of sense. Because, you know, I've discovered there's one thing a man can do that a woman can't do.
Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason? Is he a Shriner? You know, I mean, oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to open up his own club. It's going to be a Masonic temple, right? The Order of the Eastern Star. Yeah, don't get me off into a tangent, please. Because it's bad enough just like having a rational ordered sex. There's one thing a man can do that a woman can't do. And there's one problem that a man has that a woman will never have. Sneezing in the middle of taking a piss and having the toilet seat fall down. That will never happen to a woman, I'm afraid. And I'm sorry for that, because they don't know the agony, the torment of having your own urine splashed onto your new pantsuit. And you only have one pair of pants. You know, that's even worse. So, I'm the wrong hero. I'm an asshole until you cross me. And then I get real, real nice. Okay, so remember that. You know, some people say the wrong hero is jaded. Well, okay, I can take a kidding because I'm a kid. I don't play the lottery because I'm happy with the risks I take in my life right now, just living in Central Square. I don't celebrate the holidays because when I wake up alive, that's enough of a celebration for me. And I do not celebrate the weekend. Who needs a set time to act spontaneous? Think about it. I have no faith in the power of science to solve our problems. And that's why I have a subscription to Superstitious American! This week in Superstitious American, which horseshoes to wear with which rabbit's feet in order to see which witch doctors. Which doctor was that? I don't know. Which witch doctor do you think it was? Should I suture his arm? I don't know. Suture yourself, I guess. Only in Superstitious American. You know, I'm so lazy that I have employment insurance in case I ever get a job. And I'll tell you something else too. People resent me because I try to act white. That's why I never graduated from high school, okay? I think we should stop racism and let the class warfare begin in earnest. Because when I was in high school, I had a job at the class warfare shopping mall. I had a job at Proletarians Are Us. And when somebody would come up to the counter, I'd say, "I'm not paid enough to wait on you hand and foot." And then I had a job over at Bourgeois Hut. And I used to say to people who come up to the counter, "I'd like to help you, but I'm working on my novel, which is about 3 generations of my immigrant family." And finally, I got a job at the Rich store. And when people came up to the counter, I'd say, "And where did you prep?" I had a brown bag lunch last week, and the grease spot was extra tasty. I remember that. Hey, wait a minute, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
You're not leaving because this is your favorite part, okay? Sit down, front row center. Pronto. Chop, chop. After this, you can leave, all right? When people say to me, "I don't like your attitude," you know what I say to them? Want to know?
Yeah.
"Can I kiss your ass for you, Governor?"
Yay!
Quit flapping your lips or I'll knock you sky west, ratchet jaw, and you'll be out of here like shit through a tin horn, Mr. High Muckety Muck, because in this outfit I am top dog, and you are Joe Shit the Ragman. That's what I like to say. Hey, you know what the favorite occupation of Soviet teenagers is? Hard currency prostitute. Also, my favorite occupation. See? I'm the wrong hero. And I need a drink of water. Would you be so kind as to get me one, please? Please? Thank you, slave. And now, I have no messianic delusions. At least, that's what God told me. All my friends think I'm boring. It's funny how they think that the second I have nothing to give them anymore. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I think, who in the hell would want to live in a glass house? Why? So burglars can window shop? So you can stare at the wall when you shave in the morning? So the neighbors can hold up scorecards when you're fucking? That's a 9.9 right there. Hey, 10, 10, 10, 10. You know? Wow, the first time we had such a high score. That's not good. 9.85 total. No, wait. Number one just changed their score to a 10 too. It's a perfect 10 across the board. First time this has ever happened in this neighborhood. Yes, so I think I'm going to move to Canada. Canada is the world's greatest party country. 2 reasons. Ice is free, and vomit freezes before it hits the ground. That's a real party treat, a real conversational opener. Hey, what's that chunk of ice? Oh, that's my puke from last Sunday. Yeah, so those little canned cream corn bits in there? Well, I'm going to use that as a party favor later. Ah, that's sick, isn't it? You know what? I don't need to go on a vacation. You know what I like to do? I walk down the streets of Cambridge, smoking a Cambridge cigarette and pretending that I'm inhaling Cambridge into my lungs. And then, when I want to go on a vacation, I smoke a Newport and pretend that I'm inhaling Newport into my lungs, okay? And then I smoke a Winston and a Salem at the same time, and I pretend that I'm inhaling Winston-Salem into my lungs, which I really am. But anyhow, I'm the wrong hero with this bit of philosophical wisdom. Why buy a cow if milk is cheap? For that matter, why buy anything if you're sturdy enough to beg? That's what I need to know, all right? Do you play golf? Do you play golf? No? You have a hat of a golfer, but you don't play golf. Do you play golf? You look like a World War II veteran, but you don't play golf. Well, it took you a long time to tear that up into little teeny weeny bits, didn't it? Boy, I'll tell you, I bet you this guy's #1 at making paper dolls in the nut house. Blunt scissors only, you know. Don't sign that with a pen. Here's a crayon, a nice crayon. You like crayons, don't you? Yes. So, do you play golf? Because if you play golf, you are my friend. Of course, if you don't play golf, you're still my friend, because I can't afford to be picky. Hey, by the way, did it ever occur to you that advertising is pornography with good PR? And it is. I'm going to open up a line of politically incorrect ice cream parlors. And I think I'm going to offer flavors like dolphin, chaw, veal, owl, Mexico City car exhaust fumes, and Maracaibo paint thinner rag nut cluster. Okay? Okay, Jeffrey, here's the dancing segment of my show.
Yeah, let's see it.
Rogers and Hammerstein present Cinderella Frankenstein. Songs sung by Nat King Kong. 10 minutes ago, I crushed the villagers. And unforgivable, that's what you are to me. Unforgivable, I'll crush you with my knee. You're eminently squashable, my toes are washable. You're unforgivable to me. That's all I got right now for that, okay? And now, Sally Strumpet with this important message about saving the termites. These termites have never eaten. They're 3 days old, and they've never eaten. But for only 6 cents a day, you can stop this suffering. You can teach them to read and write so they can get a high school equivalency while they're devouring your library. It took a lot out of
You
me.
guys come back to the meltdown house following tonight's performance.
Today's performance, it's a matinee.
Francis, will you come as well?
No! I have to set up, okay? For the reggae jam. So I can't. Hey, I only got another half hour. Why don't you sit down and make yourself comfy? You know, you've had a nice walk around the block. I can't stand it anymore.
See you later.
Unless it's the sound of my own voice. I can't stand listening to it. Kids, don't eat Tums. Suck the chalk out of a blackboard eraser and use the money that you save to buy an apple for the teacher. But make sure it's not a wormy apple, or else the teacher will get a tummy ache and you won't get into Harvard, because the recommendation she will write will say, "He tried to poison me." You might get into Yale with a recommendation like that, but you won't get into Harvard. And now this word for anarchy light. Anarchy! Anarchy! No, anarchy light. Only half as destabilizing as the leading form of political chaos, anarchy light. You'll notice that I don't use a lot of swear words in my act. That's because I think that shit is an ugly word. And I think we should call it something nice, like brown monuments to a healthy appetite. Don't you think that would sound better? I don't know. Hey, a toast to Steve.
Francis, the hero.
Here's to you, and here's to me. And may we never disagree.
Which is your surname, wrong or hero?
Never you mind. The New York Times calls me Mr. Hero, and my girlfriend calls me Mr. Wrong. Anyway, here's my toast. Here's to you, and here's to me. And if by chance we disagree, I'm sorry, I messed it up. I'm so nervous. The crowd, here's to you, and here's to me, and may we never disagree. But if by chance we ever do, so what else is new? Do you ever buy get well cards?
I bought one for Jerry Garcia maybe 2 years ago.
Do you know who handles get well cards? The relatives of contagious sick people.
Yeah.
Sending somebody a get well card is the surest way of sending them to the hospital again, okay? So just remember that. Make your own get well card, wear rubber gloves while you're doing it in the process, okay? You know, I'm a gambler, but I'm not compulsive about it. Every Sunday I go to church so I can cover my bets with God. I'll tell you, these great gems of wisdom are being drowned out by the sound of club personnel talking loudly in the background without so much as a, "How do you do?" So, on my vacation, I like to drive to a place far away from the stresses of civilization where there are no cars. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Let's put it another way.
Bermuda.
I like to hang glide to a place far from civilization where there are no hang gliders. No, that doesn't work either. I like to walk to a place far from civilization where there are no shoes, and they kill me for my boots. No, that doesn't sound right either. I'm going to keep working on that. I was driving down the street about 90 miles an hour, and this policeman stops me, and he said, "You were weaving." And I said, "I was knitting a pair of baby booties. And if you want, I'll make your wife pregnant for you." Yeah, well actually, that's not what I really said. Whenever I get stopped for speeding, I play a little game called Nice Victim, Mean Victim. And it goes something like this. Top of the morning to you, officer. Why are you laughing? What's a police captain like you doing pounding the beat, officer? Why were you speeding?
You'll never believe it, officer, but I was pretending the accelerator was a policeman's head. Because I was sucking on a cube of LSD. And I wanted to get home before I melted. Officer, coffee, donuts, sitting and picking your ass in a Dunkin' Donuts at 4 in the morning.
Sir? And he said, okay, we'll let it go this time. I'm just going to let you out with a warning. But slow it down, okay? See, I think that was the best performance of that particular bit I've ever done. And I will remember it and do it again. But not on this show. Anyway, I invented a car that runs on blood sugar. And I lost 300 pounds on the drive to Albany. And all I can say is it's a good thing I picked up that hitchhiker, or I would have wasted away doing nothing. They got this Saturn car. What's the rationale behind the Saturn car? You know, I mean, if you want to name a car after Greek mythology, you could like, you can name your truck the Mars Charger, you know, the God of War mows them down. Or you could name your little subcompact the Venus Subcompact. It puts right underneath those 18-wheelers. Top speed, 55 miles an hour. But your girlfriend never drives faster than 54, so it doesn't matter. So give her the Venus. But no, they call it the Saturn. Saturn, the figure in Greek mythology who devoured his own children. Saturn. Great name for a car.
Gee, Dad, I'm 16 years old, and I got my very own car keys. It's a Saturn. Oh, boy, I'm going to drive it right off the cliff. You're devouring your own children.
So, you have reached the wrong hero's answering service. For a joke, press 1. For an insight, press 2. For a witty aphorism, press 3. For a toast, press 4. For an insult, press 5. And to speak to the hero, press 666. Or he will hunt you down like a dog. You know what? There's nothing new under the sun. It's all old and burned, and somebody's trying to sell it at a flea market somewhere. And that leaves me in an uncommonly smooth segue to proceed to my next point, which is, why do people have flea markets? Answer, as hunter-gatherers, we are genetically designed to do so. Outer space aliens, they hit this planet every millennium or so just to see what's going on. Year 1000 BC, people selling old wine in new casks down at the old Israeli market. Okay, there's still hunter-gatherers. Year 0, Pontius Pilate collecting taxes from everybody. Okay, there's still hunter-gatherers. Year 1000, monks making illuminated manuscripts in monasteries. Okay, there's still hunter-gatherers. Year 2000, flea markets. There's still a hunter-gatherer clan. We'll come see them in the year 3000. Maybe by then they will have progressed to information superhighway technicians. But until then, adios, feeble earth slime. So that's why. I'm the wrong hero. And in closing my presentation, I would like to state that knowledge is power. But I didn't realize it until just now. As a sophisticated expatriate American poet, T.S. Eliot said, "The past is prologue." Funny thing, I still can't figure out what that's supposed to mean. But I will tell you this, I'm the wrong hero, and I think that the moon is capitalism. It's big, it's white, it sits there and does nothing, and it has a lot of pull. And the sun is socialism. It's big, it's red, it's setting all over the world, and it burns everybody equally. And I'll tell you something, I think actually maybe the moon is a giant ovary, and that's why we shoot rockets at it. I stared at the sun for 12 consecutive hours, and I was blinded. But the upside was, I got a great tan. So, you know, when you get a lemon, make lemonade. When you get a grapefruit, throw it the fuck out. It's good for nothing. Well, that's what water. Whoa. Hey, what's going on here? I sound like I'm talking through one of those little funnels, you know.
You are.
Oh, okay, a tin can. Hi, little sister. Hey, we're like grown-ups. We're talking on a real phone, even if it's a tin can with string. I'm the wrong hero, and I have come to destroy your feeble Earth comedy. But don't worry, I only drink the blood of criminals. Every day I come down here, I thank God for my great God-given talent. Where would I be without my God-given talent for sponging off my friends? I just don't know. I was in Louisville, Kentucky a few years back, and I had a friend named Earl, and he had a bookstore and shopping mall. And there was no cash register. You just went to his bookstore, you went down to the main area, and you paid for your book, you know, 2 floors down, right? And it's like, geez, you could never have that in Boston. Hell, the store would be cleaned out in half a day. And that got me to thinking about what I'll call filthy, honest Louisville hillbillies. Where are they trying to pull anyway with their filthy honesty, their sneaky honesty, their unscrupulous honesty, their we think we're better than everybody else kind of persnickety, tiptoey type of honesty. Anyway, they think they're better than us just because they're honest and clean and filthy and reverent and brave and cowardly and inbred. Well, probably, come to think of it. But anyway, I was driving down the road late at night, and when you're really tired and you're driving late at night for a long time, the other cars start to sound like animals. Like that little Volkswagen, it sounds like a cute little squirrel. Or maybe it's just a squealing fan belt. And that big old Mack truck, it sounds like an enormous cow. Especially if it's coming up on you at 80 miles an hour, and your car only goes 78 miles an hour. Well, one time, I had that happen to me. I was driving along the edge of a cliff, and this big Mack truck comes bearing down on me, and it's like, and I go cascading off the side of a cliff. And the last thing I see before unconsciousness is the little dog on the front of the Mack truck. And I remember reaching out and going, "Doggy." So, you know, I'd like to say a word about people who listen to classical music. Hey, any of you guys are classical musicians? Obviously not. Classical musicians do not have Van Dyke beards and cigarettes hanging out of the corner of their mouth, unless they're classical jazz musicians. I hate classical music, and do you want to know why? People who listen to classical music wear tweed, live in daub and wattle huts that stink of pipe dawdle. They live off in the British countryside. They're big, inbred Brits with horsey teeth who think they're better than everybody else because they listen to their squeedly D classical music from the 18th century. Get a life! Get a hamster wheel, you morons! Quit inflicting this fugue on me, or I'll give you a fungus! And I'll tell you something else. Any rock and roll musician in the world can take any listener of classical music in a fair fight. In fact, all you have to do is touch them, and they go down. Okay? Like this. Mozart. One. Ah! I caught it with my foot, okay? Don't shoot the scenery. All right, that's pretty poetic. Okay, well, you know, I'm sick of 70s television, and most of all, I'm sick of the Love Boat, so I'd like to sing a little song I wrote called The Hate Boat. And it goes something like this. Hate. You know that hate is everywhere. Hate. If you don't agree, I'll hit you with a chair. The hate boat. Because the world is full of hate. The hate boat. Because I'm just a victim of circumstantial fate. It's hate. It's hate. Oof. Here we go. So, I'd like to say before I go, and this time I really do intend to leave, that the Wrong Hero Award for Best Performance by the Wrong Hero goes this week, as it goes every week, to the Wrong Hero. And now, the wide world of weird. A white bull terrier mugs Rose Wetterman, 38, at a downtown Toronto bus stop, biting her on the arm and then snatching her purse, which contains her credit cards, cash, and keys. Police conduct an unsuccessful search for a white bull terrier with a black face. Probably Spuds McKenzie's evil twin, don't you think? Now here's the one that really, here's the real gut slammer. Oh, I need a drink of water. Summing up his mission as a world-famous former TV clown, San Francisco's Larry Harmon, a.k.a. Bozo, states, I have been in the jungles of New Guinea with the cannibals. I have been down in the Amazon with the headhunters because I was trying to see one thing. Can I relate to the world? Can I survive in the jungle dressed as Bozo? And that's the way I feel too sometimes, Larry. So don't worry, because you're not alone. San Francisco voters approved Proposition BB, which allows Officer Bob Geary of the San Francisco Police Department to take Brendan O'Smarty, a ventriloquist's dummy, along on his beat. Geary, who claims that the perky dummy helps him diffuse tense situations with humor, had been required to get written permission before taking O'Smarty with him. Says Geary, the captain told me it made the police department look stupid. Sometimes I feel as though I might need a ventriloquist dummy just to say the more controversial things that are part of my set. Anyway, these are the endorsements, and I'm spitting. Splitting. Spitting, splitting. This episode of The Wrong Hero was brought to you by Toscanini's Ice Cream. Try our new flavor, arteriosclerosis in a drum. You know, my one big aspiration in life is that someday I might leave cappuccino farts on David Letterman's sofa. And I think that's also the big aspiration of most comedians. Now remember, he who laughs last
It's a filthy hyena!
okay? And now, to end, I'm going to do something I never do and tell a joke. A real joke. Not one of those sham jokes that I make up, but a real joke told by real comedians in a real nightclub with a real audience and a real point of going on this way at extended length. I was taking the commuter rail down to Providence, and I had my pipe in my mouth, and the train conductor came up to me and said, "Hey, stop that smoking!" And I said, "I'm not smoking." And he said, "Well, you got your pipe in your mouth." And I said to him, "Well, I got my ass in my britches, but I'm not shitting." And that's me, the wrong hero, and I'm not shitting. Good night. Ooh. I want lots of echo and reverb on this microphone because I am about to terrorize you into being dominated. Isn't that special? Oh, how much they betray. Oh, how I dominate. Ooh. Greetings, hipsters, flipsters, and finger-popping daddies. Greetings and salutations. Mister, I read the New York Times like an ignoramus while somebody's up on stage. You're beautiful. Really beautiful. Of course, I'm not wearing my glasses, or I might have a different opinion. Hey, what about this blizzard out there, huh? Whoa, what is it out there? Stalingrad, 1942, Nazis, big pictures of Stalin everywhere. That's all we need. Because Cambridge already has the socialist economy to go along with all that. Plus, the snowplows that don't work, people grubbing for potatoes in some neighbor's hedge. Don't call my act humor. I would prefer if you were to refer to it as humor studies. That way, once you've sat through the entire set, you only have 5 more credits left towards your degree. Hey, I can see you're reading the New York Times. Gosh, isn't it a swell paper? Golly, I'll bet you go to Frank Sinatra concerts and read Kitty Kelly's My Way, right, in the front row. You know, eject that man, erect that man. If you can't say something nice, you can write my material for me. Would you like that? People say the wrong hero is crazy. Meow! People say the wrong hero is paranoid. I'll kill! You know, in this business, timing is everything. Don't you agree?
Along with brevity.
Brevity is the soul of wit. However, old friends are like old wine, and new friends are like cheap Thunderbird. So watch it. I'm the wrong hero. And wait a minute. Where do you come off saying brevity is the soul of wit, Mr. 20-minute lecture on the black hole to a group of nuns off in Schenectady who could care less? They think you're a dangerous madman. Your greasy coat is covered with vomit. Your face has a stubble from 3 days not having shaved, and you're blowing alternating fumes of Maker's Mark rum and burnt black coffee into their unwilling faces as you harangue them about some scientific principle that they could care less about unless it has something to do with the existence of God.
I insist upon light correction. I shaved yesterday.
Did you shave down there, too? Are you blonde all over? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm the wrong hero, and my motto is, be negative. It's also my blood type. Oh, and by the way, I have Parkinson's disease, and he has mine. And he better start to give it back, or I might start getting a little jittery. Okay. I'm the wrong hero. I'm oxymoronically non-contradictory. I'm apathetically engaged. I'm articulately sullen. I am an intellectual raconteur. You know, The reason why people become comedians is they're too clumsy to be hairdressers or metal shop teachers. When I was in metal shop, I used to spend all of my time getting solder and making it into little solder men and crushing them in vice grips, which in fact is sort of what I'm doing right now. Don't you think? Hi, how you doing?
Hey,
Hi, I'm the house comedian. I'm a storyteller to the middle class.
How are you? Oh my God, you're still there?
I'm a cracker barrel philosopher to the bourgeoisie.
Oh there with the deep freeze, eh?
That's right, like I said, it's Stalingrad light. All the pleasures of Stalingrad with none of the inconveniencing Nazis. So I wanted to be a lower class comedian. Yes, I wanted to be a brutal shaman of class animus. I wanted to be the avatar of the moron zeitgeist, but I had too much competition. So I decided to go for being a middle class comedian, a pathetic creature of creature comforts, a dutiful parrot for the status quo ante. But there was even more competition there. So I decided to become an upper class comedian. And then I discovered there's no such thing. Hey, it's G.I. Joe. Next, Barbie and Ken are going to make a special guest appearance. Did you hear about those people on the Barbie Liberation Front? They took out the voice boxes from Barbies and G.I. Joes and switched them around. So G.I. Joe says stuff like, "Let's go shopping!" And Barbie says, "Dead men tell no lies." I'd like to see that. I want to get one of those. Hell, do it at home. Hi, I'm the wrong hero. I vow to stop having nervous breakdowns. I'm going to have calm breakdowns instead, okay? If I fall to pieces, I'll do it quietly, away from the presence of individuals who might become distressed at my sudden mental decrepitude. You know, you're really making me angry rustling that newspaper over there. Listen, if you're cold, stuff the damn newspaper inside of your jacket, okay? Get up and walk around. Chew some gum, anything. Boy, I'll tell you, this guy's impossible, you know? That hat, where in the hell did you get that hat? When's the last time you were fly fishing? Why do you have a fly fishing fly stuck in your sweatband? What are you impersonating, George Burns as 15-year-old? What? I don't know. Okay. I have a riddle for you. How many comedians does it take to change a light bulb? 5. 1 to complain about the lighting, 1 to vomit in the bathroom sink, 1 to get drunk, 1 to suck up to the MC, and 1 to decide that he's never going to work that room again, as long as he lives. And I know the feeling. I'm the wrong hero. And the wrong hero loves you. I write down everything and leave in the confusing parts. That's called art. Still rustling that newspaper. I'm going to have to take that newspaper away from you if you can't put it down and attend to your lessons.
Do it!
I can see what you were like in school, you know? Like the science teacher's talking about like particle physics, and he's reading Batman off at the last row.
Let's see you do it, Harold.
Mr. Hansen, can you tell me the first law of thermodynamics? No, but I can tell you the secret identity of the Joker.
Let's see you do it, Harold.
No, I don't want to. But I'll tell you what I will do. I will tell you about how much I enjoy this job. This segment is called How Much the Wrong Hero Enjoys This Job. I enjoy this job like a lobster enjoys being boiled alive. Like a fish flops around on the bottom of the boat for fun. That's how I enjoy this job.
He's still reading the paper, Harold.
Well, at least he's not reading it in Estonian or Latvian or Lithuanian, or else I would have to blow radioactive waste across his borders. because I am actually Vladimir Zhirinovsky. See the red star?
I'm reading about seismic activity on the West Coast.
Is that more interesting than what the wrong hero has to say? Is that the implication?
Well,
You can read about fucking seismic activity morning, noon, and night until it's coming out of your bunghole and being stuffed up your wazoo at one and the same time. But how often do you get to listen to the wrong hero? 1 hour out of 168, which comprise the average week, of which you are probably asleep a good 70 of those hours. So basically, 1% of your time I'm asking for. Give 1%.
but I'm afraid.
You'll be rewarded 100-fold. Just think of the front row seats that you'll be getting at my exclusive concert in Las Vegas. Why, you can piss away your mortgage money with a drink in both fat, sweaty hands while enjoying the insane humor of America's most beloved surrealist, the wrong hero. But only if you attend to your lessons now. Or if you fail to do so, I may have to use the goodness extractor on you. Of course, I've already used it on you so many times, I don't think it'll... Put the paper down or goodness extractor? Your choice. Oh, I'll use it on you, okay? How would you like the goodness extractor? It sucks every last inch of goodness out of you. Ready? Now, are you evil now? Say something evil.
Yeah.
Wow. I must undo the goodness extractor. Okay, now say something. Say something good.
You look funny.
Thanks, and your breath smells good.
That wasn't very nice.
It was nice. I wasn't being sarcastic. I really was sincere because the wrong hero loves you.
Making comments about people's breath.
Hey, whoa, whoa. Well, at least I didn't say your farts smell good. That would really be getting personal now, wouldn't it? I didn't say that your underwear has the days of the month on it now, did I? That would really be personal. I didn't say, for example, that, well, no, never mind, I won't say it, because I'm good.
Thanks.
But now I have to use the goodness extractor on myself, because I'm feeling too good. You're all my pals.
He's still reading the paper, Hero.
Oh, that's all right. Don't be a snitch. Tattletales hang on pigtails. So, you're all my pals, but you know where I come from? You know what pal means?
Personal ass liquor.
Personal ass liquor. Hey, how'd you know?
My father used to live in Pittsburgh.
Your father used to live in... Wow, that's going to be carved on your tombstone, huh? Or chiseled, actually. In fitting. I'm getting... If my attempts at humor fail to amuse you, it is probably because I write all my jokes down in a notebook while riding on horseback. I'm going to have to separate you two troublemakers if you continue to talk through my presentation. Have you no sense of appropriateness of a situation? No. My name is Mr. Autistic Wears Black Hat with fly fish stuck in it. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. Woo, woo, woo. Force field, force field, force field. Around my head, head. Does that penetrate? Do I have to get ad hominem on you in order to get through to you? You know, you sort of remind me of my dog. My dog jumps for joy every time he sees me. And do you want to know why?
Why?
Well, I reckon that's because he knows I'm fixing to put a bouillon cube in the toilet bowl for him now.
So, you know, if I ever have a kid,
Sure it is in anticipation of sexual activity?
well, I only let him out once a week, so, you know, I don't think so.
Hero, if we had some music, would you maybe do a little dance?
I aim to please. Hey, Vess,
Yeah.
put on that Caribbean stuff.
All right.
Ready? Are you ready for the country?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel pretty good. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Good.
I want to hear you say good.
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 Yay.
Higher. That's That's enough. So anyway, you know, if I ever have a kid, I think I'm going to give him a name that's appropriate to his circumstance. Something along the lines of,
Wah! Look at my screaming face! Stop having fun!
ooh, I'm exhausted, okay? Anybody want some water? Ah.
Do we have only 15 pages of comedy to suffer through today?
If you're suffering so much, I'll give you a morphine drip. Or how's about Bromden's cocktail? It's a delightful mixture of alcohol, heroin, and cocaine. Can't get enough of that Bromden's cocktail. Well, so, this is actually the serious and consequential and monumental segment of this set. Everything else was just a warm-up. Today I would like to talk about how all across America, people are being menaced by xenophobic townspeople and hermit villagers. Have you ever traveled this great wide land? Well, no matter what section of the country you go to, you're bound to be menaced by xenophobic townspeople and hermit villagers. Let's see now. You're from Brookline, Massachusetts. You're from Virginia. And you're from Maryland. So I think you all know what I'm talking about. Where are you from, actually?
Brookline.
You're from Brookline. Great. In Brookline, you ever been to Coolidge Corner? These people treat it like it's a pedestrian mall. You ever tried to drive through there? Well, what is this anyway? The diaspora reunion? Class of '94? Hi, I was on Schindler's List. Me too, you know? And Virginia, Tidewater, Virginia. And, well, I know you're not from Tidewater, but you ever been on the Elizabeth River? The flounders are so mutated, they have eyes growing out of both sides of their heads, you know? I mean, and Maryland. You know what they do for fun in Maryland? Ah, I got your attention. How nice. They make disparaging comments about Delaware. That's what they do. They smash crabs' legs open with wooden mallets, don't they? They say, oh, it's good sewage, but it's not like the catfish we had last week. That's what they do. Well, and when you go to the Midwest, they all talk like Huckleberry Hound. When you go to the South, they all talk like they're taking a shit when they're angry at you. And when you go to Bolinas, California, they say, how'd you get here anyway? There's no signs leading to this town. What are you doing here anyway, huh? We don't want your kind around here. We like it just fine the way it is. And when you go to Pennsylvania, you get to talk to alcoholics jacked up on amphetamines who are very fond of saying things like, my grandfather was a coal miner, and he thinks the government sucks. My daddy worked in the steel mills, and he thinks the government sucks. I'm unemployed, and I make my money being experimented on in hospitals. And I think the government's pretty good, actually. And when you go to New England, you know what they always say to you? If you're from any other part of the country and you go to New England, you must have some fish. That's why we're so smart. Not only do we live in a place where the temperature rarely creeps above 5 degrees between the months of November and June, but we eat fish. That's why we're smart and you're dumb. But if you eat fish, you'll be smart like us. And if you freeze your dick off, then maybe you'll even be smarter because you won't be expending your intellect upon sexual things. Whoa. Okay. Hey, what about that earthquake, huh? Wasn't that earthquake a tragedy? I mean the earthquake in India in October, which killed 10,000 people. Hear about that one? You did. Did you hear about it? Probably. 10 seconds on the evening news, right? Of course, you know all about it. You were there. In fact, you were the fault line. But, yeah, they devoted like 10 hours to the Los Angeles earthquake. 40 people killed. 10 seconds to the Indian earthquake, 10,000 people killed. So let's see, what does that make it? One Indian life is worth .025 Californian lives, right? Or something like that. Oh, hell, they breed like rabbits. Who needs them anyway? All they do is work in 7-Eleven stores and read mystical mumbo-jumbo 24 hours a day. So I don't know. It's a sad world. Truly, my friend, these must be the end times. So why bother doing anything? Why bother applying for a job? You know, I applied for a couple of jobs, but I must not have been very highly motivated because the first job I applied for, I wrote my resume on a snow cone. And the personnel office didn't have air conditioning, so it melted. And the second resume I wrote it on a nest of fire ants. But the personnel office had sprinkled boric acid around the door sills, so they never got to see it. The third job I applied for, I actually wrote a real resume. And it goes something like this. Hey there, fat man. I want your job. I can do your job better than you. Cause this here's my resume, see? Mine. Get your cotton picking hands off of it. And if you're from the government, I'm gonna plug you plug full of holes. Because it's my resume, see? Mine. 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 So, yes, so thank you. When you go to a job interview, be sure to keep your head held high, but don't overdo it, or you'll be doing something like this. Hi, how are you? I'm applying for the job of air traffic controller. Or you gotta be sure to shake hands, but don't shake them too hard, or else you'll get something like, I'm ready for that job of interior decorator. I want it. Or you apply for that all-important first job, kids. Give them the impression that you're comfortable with high-pressure situations. Here's how you sit down. Hi, I want the job. Well, have a seat. Sure! Hey, this is a pretty comfortable seat, man. Oh. You know, I had a job interview, and they said, have you ever been arrested? And I said, yes, by my great talent. And they said, do you have any experience? And I said, yes. Jimi Hendrix experience! Down. And they said, do you have any hobbies? And I said, yes, being interrogated by total strangers. Okay, I'm ready for the firing squad. Phew. I joined the Army. I wanted to be a soldier so I could smoke in hospitals with impunity. But I didn't make it in the armed services. They didn't like my slogan, frag the lifer. And I wanted to be a fireman, but they didn't like my slogan for them, which was, let it burn, let it burn, let it burn, burn, burn. So I had to apply for a job as security guard. But they didn't like the way I reacted to emergencies. Like the guy would come in and say, guard, guard! And I would say, victim, victim! So they didn't like it. And so I went even lower down the phylogenetic scale, and I got a job as a physical therapist. But they didn't like my approach, which was basically to encapsulate it in 3 words. Move it, Quasimodo! So I decided to be a volunteer and tell the world that my work is worth nothing. But I needed a job to make a living, so on the side I got a job selling frozen yogurt. It has no active culture, but neither does Boston. So I make money hand over fist. You know what? I'm wrong about that. Only in Boston could I tell a joke like this one. Dostoevsky and Tolstoy were waiting in line in a supermarket. Tolstoy had about 5,000 heads of cabbage, but he was in the express line. And just as the cashier was about to tell him that he had to go to the 15 items or more line, Dostoevsky pushed his way ahead of Tolstoy, saying, excuse me, can I jump ahead of you? All I want to do is buy one little bottle of poison. Well, excuse me, I've got something in my eye. My eyeball. Got it. No, I'll put it back in. Funny. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Jeffrey. You gave me the lifelong inspiration. Whenever I say something funny and nobody laughs, I will simply say, funny. Funny. Okay? We'll try it for the next 5 jokes. I'm so angry when I'm cute. Funny! I'm sorry, but I never apologize. Funny! This is not muscle, it's fat. Funny! Ignore that curtain behind the man. Funny! I don't wear a tie. But when a funeral procession goes by, don't set up behind me, please. I'm afraid we're going to be delayed.
You're going to be delayed.
I'm afraid so.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. I don't wear a tie, but when a funeral procession goes by, out of silent respect to the deceased, I pull my shirt up over my head, just in case the dead guy has some sort of disease that I don't know about. Funny! Although, you know what? I think I'm pushing the tempo a little too much. Do you want me to slow down? I used to jog, but now I run on a gigantic hamster wheel in the privacy of my own cage. So I don't do that anymore. My father was a meat and potatoes man. His arms were made of French fries, and his legs were made of steak. Funny. My brother was a garbage man. His head was made of eggshells, and his soul was made of coffee grounds. Funny. Just the other night I went to see the band from New York who nobody's ever heard about, but they all wink and smile knowingly, and you can pick up girls if you tell them that your personal acquaintance is with them. That was their name. It wouldn't all fit on the marquee, though. And, well, needless to say, they sucked. Because remember this, those with the least to say are the most talked about. We'll be back right after this. You know what I've discovered? God doesn't like crowds. That's why you never see him in a church. Be good liberals and clap. No? I've discovered something else too. God is in the details. And I wish he'd get out of there because I've been waiting for 20 minutes and my kidneys are singing Anchors Away. Why can't I do Dennis Miller's job? Huh? It's not fair. I'll tell you why. Later, after the show. It'll cost you $20 though. Why is $20 like, it's not such a big deal, is it? When I was in college, I used to think, $2. If only I could scrape up $2, then I could buy a 6-pack of beer. then when I got out of college, I used to think 85 cents. If only I could scrape up 85 cents, then I could take the subway to work instead of walking 40 minutes in the subarctic cold. And now I think 5 cents, 5 lousy cents. If only I could come up with 5 cents, then I could pay the phone bill this month. But, well, anyway.
Francis, do you know the creator of the Burma Shave sign campaign just died at the age of 90?
So did Harry Nilsson, but nobody's mourning him. No, instead, some stupid nitwit who took lessons from Edward Bernays when he was a drooling tot, he gets all the big play. Hey, he invented a multi-million-dollar ad campaign. That's a real benefit to humanity. Oh, some stupid songwriter? Fuck him. We'll shit all over him. Who cares? Bury him in a goddamn potter's field. But, oh, the man who invented Burma Shave, even though nobody's, like, heard of Burma Shave, if they're under the age of 40. Well, here's a different story. Well, anyway, I'm going to make money too, with a scheme very similar to that of the Burma Shave Man. I'm going to market a line of contemporary bumper stickers. Things like, David Koresh is my co-pilot, and I brake for compound fires, and, let's see.
There must be a Jack Kevorkian one.
Oh, right. I saw Jack Kevorkian with the Grateful Dead. And let's see, the Bumper Stickers in Hell series. Ask me about my eternal torment. And, oh yeah, honk if you've betrayed our Lord. Big seller, big seller. And then the historical line. I break for the Whiskey Rebellion. Ask me about the Haymarket riots.
What about the Haymarket riots?
Well, that's where May Day was invented. The Soviets stole that from us too. It's not bad enough that they like stole baseball and a helicopter and television from us, but they stole May Day from us and made it their holiday. But that's okay. We got back at them by stealing Cinco de Mayo from the Mexicans. We stole their country, now we're stealing their Independence Day. What's next? Oh yeah, NAFTA. Okay, good. Well, next, Chiapas. We'll make it the 51st state. It'll be like Puerto Rico's sister Commonwealth for a while. Then they can have a little fight, you know. Like, the world champion of Puerto Rico. The world champion of Chiapas. Okay, Puerto Rico, you're number 51. You know. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Chiapas? You would know. You've been to Oaxaca.
I once bought John Finney's life for $5 from a soldier who was pointing a M1 to his head in Chiapas State.
So that's how you got the job with him, huh? Now it all comes out. Well, anyway, I got the ever-popular handicapped bumper sticker line. Ask me about my seeing eye dog. A Braille bumper sticker which says, if you can read this, you must be blind. And you know those people who have those ask me about my grandchildren bumper stickers? I got the ever popular, it's not your grandchildren I want to ask about, it's you. So, oh, and also, honk if you're a Canadian goose, part of the wildlife series. Sensitive, introspective, contemporaneous, that's the wrong hero, to a T. But, oh, and you ever have somebody cut you off in traffic? Yes, yes. No, you're the guy cutting people off in traffic. You ever driven with this guy? It's like a Samuel Fuller movie, shot corridor, you know? Like, I got this big Cadillac, get out of my way, peasants! You know? So, I know that you never get cut off.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful! Excellent! Good thing Bass didn't see that.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Well, good. Now that he's gone, we can wreck the equipment. My Muttley impression. I don't have it quite down yet. Need like 20 years of phlegm, you know?
What about Snidely Whiplash?
I'm dishonest John.
So I can do that too. Beanie and Cecil. Beanie boy! Beanie boy! You know, Yeah, I can do all the cartoons. I want to get into the cartoon thing just before I end the presentation of The Wrong Hero Loves You, which should be in about 20 minutes or so, give or take, more or less, here and there. You must remember this. 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 So, let's see. Oh, yes, whenever people cut me off in traffic, I like to give them my curse. And it goes like this. Ready? May you be reincarnated as an eternally ringing telephone in the Bureau of Motor Vehicle Registry. Ugh. I don't know. I just can't get a laugh out of you people. What's with you anyway?
Let's see some physicality.
Okay, here's some physicality. Here's my impression of a bell backwards.
Now that's good.
I know. That's fucking great. Here's another one. Addition.
It sounds like a Mr. Limpet imitation.
Mr. Limpet.
Don Knotts, Mr. Limpet.
And now it's Don Nazi as the cowardly Hitler. I don't think we should invade Poland. You know, so I'm sorry for all the Nazi stuff, okay? It's nothing personal. It's just on my mind. You know, Zhirinovsky, Schindler's List, 1994, the Arts and Entertainment Channel, you know? I mean, I can't help it, okay?
Can you knock some stuff over?
Well, yeah, after the show.
Well, we want to see it now.
I'll tell you what, I'll do my impression of a dishwasher. No, it's kind of redundant since it's always going back in. Like that, huh?
That's genius.
Okay, here's one. An astronaut during re-entry.
That was good, man.
You guys like that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the wrong hero. I am in favor of greater openness. But don't quote me. I am a member of this free speech coalition, but I'd rather not talk about it, or there might be trouble. It's physicality you want.
Yes.
I would rather have nobody in the room than some guy reading the goddamn New York Times. I'm a walking, talking New York Times. What's in the New York Times that's more interesting than me? Lorena Bobbitt acquitted in mutilation of husband. Brooklyn water main break sets off flooding. Who gives a shit? These people live in third world squalor already, so what if their water mains go down? Japanese premier loses showdown on voting reform. Hey, great. More money for us, huh? U.S. is setting up tent cities as nerves fray after quake. That's pretty poetic. Nerves fray after quake. How about after quisp? Hey, I bet you they're selling lots of Quake and Quisp cereal down in Los Angeles now, huh? I mean, there was probably some kids eating Quake cereal during the earthquake, and they thought, I did this, you know. But, whoa. Hey, you ever notice how you never see Bill Clinton, Jay Leno, the Budman, and Sugar Bear in the same room? I think they're all actually all manifestations of the divine Godhead. Bill Clinton is Sugar Bear, you know, like a, can't get enough of that sugar cream, sugar cream, sugar cream. Oh, I gotta do all the beat material now that you're gone. You know, the president's talking about universal health care. This is the boring policy segment anyway, but President's talking about enacting universal health care, and I'm going to run for president on a similar platform. But my platform will be vote for the wrong hero and get universal health care, but don't let me kiss your baby because you never know what diseases I might have. That'll be a real showstopper. Hey, John, do you like sports?
No, not at all.
Too physical, huh?
I eschew sports. I think they are a waste of most people's time, particularly all the fat couch potatoes who park themselves in front of professional basketball and football games, as well as hockey, almost continuously throughout this great land of ours.
Right on, right on, right on.
You see those campaigns for Diet Pepsi?
Maybe he should have his own show, man. Maybe it's time for the John show.
Not yet.
Maybe it's time for, I think it's time.
After the tape runs out. Now, let's see. Yeah, you know what? Diet Pepsi. They're trying to indoctrinate grown men into drinking aspartame belly wash or face social ostracism from their football-watching pals, you know? No, I'm not going to throw water on anybody. You can sit down. I love you. The wrong hero loves you. But, I mean, the thing is, since when do, like, fat guys watching football drink Diet Pepsi? Christ, they'd skin you alive in my hometown if you drank Diet Pepsi. What are you gonna have?
Oh, the Boilermaker.
What are you gonna have?
Ground glass on the rocks.
How's about you? Diet Pepsi, if you please.
You'll be spitting your choppers out on the tarmac if you ask for any more sissy drinks. The Super Bowl is for big gunks like us who like to get drunk quick on cheap booze. None of this sissy Diet Pepsi. You know what? They're just trying to counteract the syringe publicity that they got. Where the hell are you going?
I'm going to go and get the cheeseburger specials.
You got 15 more minutes. Sit down. Jesus. Hey, what do you guys have? The patience of a pinhead? What? If this were a goddamn freak show, your eyes would be glued. But no, it's just some guy up here talking. I mean, if I were a goddamn Quaker or a Shaker, you know,
Please.
it would be different. Please,
Zero.
please. Okay. How's about, okay, I'll get some physical stuff in here, okay? All right, and now, The Wrong Hero presents the 1994 Falcon Olympics with color commentary by The Wrong Hero.
Wow. Look at that Falcon. He just tore the hand off of that kid. That's pretty good. Hey, let's throw a pigeon up there and see if he tears that open. Yeah, that's right. Great.
Hey, do some physicality, man.
Okay.
Can you put your cape back on?
Yeah, do some superhero type, some Superman kind of stuff, you know, just flying around and shit.
Hi.
You want me to fix it for you?
No, get out of here. I'm The Wrong Hero. And you may wonder, how do I do stunts like this? Da-da-da! It's because I drink the 4 beers for breakfast diet. It's the 4 beers for breakfast diet. Brain fat just melts away like magic. Also, in the afternoons, I have the X-Lax for lunch diet. Shed ugly brown pounds in seconds with the X-Lax for lunch diet. You know what I like to do? I like to go to Weight Watchers meetings and leave chocolate-flavored farts in the alcove. And then I like to go to supermarkets and put Jenny Craig stickers on all the cheesecakes. Because that's the kind of guy I am. I know. Where's the physicality? You see what it is? Physicality! I want my physicality! You know, all these dolts that go to natural food stores to buy healthy food. Healthy food? How healthy can it be? It's dead, damn it! It's dead! There's no such thing as healthy food. It's all dead. Don't you dare.
Where's the physicality?
Well, what do you want from me? You want me to sing La Cucaracha and act out the roach stomping? What?
Yeah.
Okay. La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. All
How did
right.
the rest of it go?
That is my favorite food. La cucaracha, a cucaracha. Whenever I am in the mood.
Yeah! All right!
Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah. All right, right on. Yeah. To the barricades! Anarchy! Anarchy!
Are you tired of this scene in the nation's big cities? Well, step up to Anarchy Light. Anarchy Light. Only half as destabilizing as the leading forms of political chaos. Anarchy Light. All right, here's my brilliant joke. The next, now all I need is a cross, man. Because, like,
I got the goddamn nail holes, all right? Just hammer the bolt right in.
I don't care. You know what they say? They say an apple cleans your teeth. Well, so does a hand grenade.
Can we get a,
Shut up.
It is the replay of La Cucaracha?
No, I'll do it backwards, though.
Please.
It's the tragedy of dyslexia. Most people sing La Cucaracha in the normal way, but the tragic dyslexic sings it like this. So please, give generously. You know, they say a carrot improves your vision at night.
So does a hand grenade.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
So does a hand grenade.
I can do the whole thing with, you know, they say a fig Newton is a cake. Actually, a fig Newton is a cookie stuffed with seedy crud.
It was invented next door at the Kennedy Steam Biscuit Factory in the 1890s.
Who killed Fig Newton?
I can't take any more.
Listen, if it was invented in Cambridge, why do they call it a Fig Newton? Why don't they call it a Fig Brookline? And it can be stuffed with Helva, huh? Pooh, pooh. Hey, I'm writing a couple books. Hey, we're winding down. Surely you can stand 10 more minutes of this incredibly inspired and brilliant presentation.
Can we get a little more physicality? Let's go. Can we get just a little more
More
physicality?
gesticulation, more body language.
Oh, another country heard from. Okay. Oh, solo mio! Oh, solo fucking mio!
No, that's good shit, man.
That's good.
Hey man, that's funny stuff.
How old did you say you were?
Okay,
Come on, man.
I'm writing my book. It's called History of Dust, a must read.
Hey, this fell down.
Well, this is not going to be a problem anymore. Now, is this?
This spelled backwards is shit.
You didn't knock anything over.
I didn't knock anything over, but if anybody loads on behind me during the course of my set, I may have to break with that precedent.
Yes, all of a sudden the wrong arrow's getting angry.
Oh, I also wrote History of Dust. I wrote Compulsive Reading, a must read. Now this word for recombinant DNA. We bring things to life. Recombinant DNA. And now this word for Pope Light. Pope Light, slimmer than the fat pontiffs Catholics worship.
Hey, how much is the wrong hero weighing in this week?
218 pounds of dynamite!
With a 3-inch fuse.
Same as it ever was.
That's a new record, isn't it?
Ding! Yes, I hit the bell. Actually, I'm just saying that for your benefit. I don't know how much I weigh.
Your fuse is only 3 inches long?
Well, and now this word for the penis. The penis. Strong enough for a man, but women like it too.
Hey, can we get a musical break? A musical
We will, but you know, I got a lot of stuff to go.
Enough, though, man.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Interlude, please.
Brevity is a virtue.
No, it isn't. Only if you have nothing to say, then it's the ultimate virtue. And then, why say anything at all, right? You know what? I think that shit is not a pretty word, and I think we should change it to something more genial. Instead of calling it shit, I think we should refer to it from now on as brown monuments to a healthy appetite.
Can we just get...
See, 2 laughs out of 5 here, well, out of 7. That's 28%.
I particularly dislike the word pus myself.
Well, we can change it to something nice. Like.
Separating white stuff emanating from an exploding boil.
That's nice. Can we just get a little musical interlude?
No, it's Milton Berle as a teenager.
Milton Boyle.
I used to fart in a band. I used to fart in a band, and then I read Freud, who said that the love of money is the love of excrements, and therefore I was just playing their game. So I stopped. You want more physicality?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm getting to that, all right? All right. First, here's the insightful portion. A socialist is a hobo with a PhD. I'm running an I've done it story because they blame me for everything anyway.
Get to the physicality.
I'm writing a self-hurt book, but I refuse to publish it, even though it's a bestseller. I'm also working on the lousy American novel. Other people want to talk about the great American novel. I'm working on the lousy American novel. It won't have any plot or characters. In fact, all it will be is imaginary book reviews of the lousy American novel, like,
This book is so bad, my mother-in-law killed herself.
and
How dare you waste my time with this inconsequential piece of crap.
and the Boston Herald. I don't know. I kind of liked it. So, I'll watch for it.
Do some.
Why did the Harvard student cross the road?
What?
To get to class. Why did the Harvard student cross the river?
What?
To get an MBA. Why do you think? All right, you want the physical stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Hit us with a
All right, here
Come on.
goes. And now, this word for the LSD patch. Do you have a job driving an 18-wheeler, but you can't take LSD on the job? Well, try this. The LSD patch. Hey, buddy, you were doing 80 miles an hour. Oh, I'm sorry, officer.
Voice is breathing purple.
Only with the LSD patch. Oh, okay, here's my award-winning impression, the real showstopper now. You're gonna love this so much, I think you're all gonna like... What if, no echo, please. I don't need echo for this. Johnny took drugs. We're all familiar with Johnny Most, the beloved now deceased. Well, in tribute to the great man, I would like to speculate what it would have been like if Johnny Most had taken illicit drugs.
This is terrible! Voices screaming purple! Hey, diddle, diddle, the cotton, yeah, the cat fiddles and diddles down the court! Here comes Nero! He fiddles and diddles down the court! Oh, this is terrible! Nero's having seizures! Caesar's having seizures! Oh, this is terrible! This is terrible! Here comes Hamilton! Humpty Dumpty stood on the wall! Oh, this is terrible! He had a great fall! Ow! Ow! All the king's horses and all the king's men! Oh, this is terrible! Here comes Hamilton! He can't put our me back together again! Oh, this is terrible! This is terrible!
Yeah. Nicely done.
Ooh. And now,
Yeah.
we need the shit. Fuck off, Christopher Robbins. And now,
Can we get a musical interlude?
Woody Woodpecker. Screw. Why does Yogi Bear wear a necktie? Because he has no neck. What is Casper the Friendly Ghost? It's pro-ghost propaganda. And what is Yogi Bear? He's a member of the Garbage Bear lobby, you know? Hey, boo-boo, let's maul some tourists and then rummage around in gigantic dumpsters. I don't think the Environmental Safety Protection League would like that, Yogi. Shut up, boo-boo. I'm sick of you being my superego. Whoa. All right, yes. And now that we're winding down, the wrong hero would like to remind you that the wrong hero loves you. And now, back to the tragic world of dyslexia. A normal person. Oh, wait, here's the physical stuff.
All right, let's hear it.
Here's the physical stuff. A normal person in first grade reads Dick and Jane and says, "Here's Spot, But in the tragic world of dyslexia, it's Dick and Enosh and here Potts. Hey Vaz, can we have the music?
Yeah.
Real loud.
Hey, your thing is flashing tape end.
That's 3 minutes, stupid.
That's stupid.